Hi dear students, in today's class we will discuss about reciprocating machine tools. What is reciprocating machine tools? First of all, we will see the introduction. Generally, whenever you are machining cylindrical jobs were used the lathe machine, but for machining flat and irregular workpieces shapes, we need reciprocating machine tools. Here we are using discussing about the shaper. What is shaper? Here we will discuss about introduction to shaper. What is shaper first? So shaper is the reciprocating type of machine tool. It basically used to produce horizontal, vertical or inclined flat surfaces. These surfaces composed of straight line elements, and now modern shapers also they are designed to produce a contoured surfaces. Contoured means any type of irregular surfaces you want easily you can produce by using this modern shaper. That means shaper is the machine tool is used to produce the horizontal, vertical or inclined flat surface. Please concentrate here. Inclined, this is very important, horizontal, vertical or inclined flat surfaces. And the shaper holds a single point cutting tool. It consists of ram and workpiece is fixed on the table. Here tool will make the reciprocating movement. Workpiece is stationary, whereas in the lathe machine what happens? Workpiece is rotating and tool is making the movement. Okay, in different machines there is a different type of arrangement. Here in the shaper it consists of ram, it is reciprocating, and it consists of tool post in front of the ram and workpiece is held on the table. Here ram makes the forward and reverse stroke, and forward stroke is called the cutting stroke and the return stroke is called the idle stroke. What is the meaning of this idle stroke? So idle stroke means if it is a ram and here it consists of this tool post, here the tool is attached to this, right? Now what happens during the forward stroke, it will cut the material, it will remove the material, and during the return stroke, sorry, so this is the workpiece and here you consist of the tool and here is you got workpiece. During the forward stroke it will, here you have got a shaper arrangement, here your mechanism everything will be there, and here will be the here will be the table and on this workpiece is kept. During the forward stroke material is cut and during return stroke it will come without cutting, slightly the tool will lift. Okay, after cutting here slightly it will lift and without cutting what happens, return it will come. Okay, so while returning it was it is not cutting any material, so that's why it is called idle stroke, it will come quick. That's why here the mechanism used in the shaper is called quick return motion mechanism. So return stroke is fast and forward stroke is slow. Now we will discuss what are the different types of shapers are there. Here different classifications are given according to the type of mechanism used for reciprocating motion of the ram. It consists of the three types of shaper. One is crank type, gear type and a hydraulic type, according to the type of mechanism it is. And according to the position of the travel of ram, it consists of three types: horizontal type, vertical type, traveling head type. Now according to the design of the table, it consists of standard shaper and universal shaper. So here main important thing you need to remember the headings. What headings you have to remember? Easily you can remember. Here according to them it is mechanism, according to the position, according to the design of the table. See, M, P, D. Mechanism, position and travel of the ram, and design of the table. In that subcategories, crank type, gear type, hydraulic type, CHG, then horizontal type, vertical type, and trailing head type. And according to the design of the table, it consists of standard shaper and universal shaper. So standard shaper means what? Standard shaper is designed to design. It is designed for machining standard type of jobs. Only such type of jobs you can machine on that. It's called standard shaper. Universal shaper means any type of what you say that machining, the different shapes can be machined in the universal shaper. So the table arrangement is such that in any position you can hold the job and you can machine it. It may be in inclined shape or it may be in irregular shape. You can machine it. That's why it's called universal. So universal name itself, it will give you the understanding, universal shaper. Next comes, according to the type of cutting stroke, it consists of two types. So one is push type and another one is the draw type. Push type means what? When it is moving forward, it will remove the material. It's called push type. And draw type means when it is coming back, it will remove the material. It's called the draw type shaper. So here the different explanation about the brief explanation about the different shapers are given. Crank shaper is the mechanical type of shaper. It consists of the quick return motion mechanism. It will remove the material during the forward stroke. Okay. So and in the reverse stroke, it is called idle stroke in the crank type of shaper. It is a mechanical type of shaper. Now geared shaper is consist of rack and pinion arrangement. So here also reciprocation of the ram takes place by the this rack and pinion mechanism arrangement. This is based on the type of mechanism. Now hydraulic shaper. So how the hydraulic shaper works? So hydraulic shaper works on the principle of hydraulic mechanism, where what happens, the hydraulic oil is used to make the ram movement forward and reverse. Hydraulic oil is pressured under hydraulic oil is supplied under a pressure. By that what happens, ram will make the forward and reverse movement. That means hydraulic mechanism is used in this type of shaper. This is called hydraulic shaper. Then horizontal shaper. So it consists of ram holding the tool, reciprocates in a horizontal axis. These are mainly designed for producing flat surfaces. These are designed for producing flat surfaces. So that means horizontal shaper reciprocates in a horizontal axis. Now next comes vertical shaper. So vertical shaper is a shaper in which ram reciprocates in vertical direction. It is called vertical shaper. So next comes traveling head shaper. So what is this traveling head shaper? In this traveling head shaper, the ram holding the tool reciprocates and it crosswise to give the required feed in the shaper. Heavy and unwieldy jobs can be machined conveniently in this traveling head shaper. And next comes standard or plane shaper. So standard or plane shaper is a shaper in this the table has only two movements. The table can be given vertical and horizontal movement to give the feed. This is called standard shaper. Next comes universal shaper. So what is the use of universal shaper? So universal shaper is a shaper in which the table can be moved horizontally, vertically and swiveled about any axis. That's what I told now. So in the universal shaper, different types of shapes can be produced easily as compared to the standard shaper. Then push type of shaper is a shaper while moving forward stroke it will remove the material and during return stroke it will not remove the material. Draw type, it will remove the material in the reverse movement. Now we will discuss about the different parts of standard shaper. Here you can see the different parts of the RAM. RAM is above the what do you say that base, above the block where the mechanism is kept, and it consists of RAM consists of stroke adjustment hand wheel and RAM locking handle, then swivel base, clapper box, tool head, and down pinned hand wheel. Now here you can see uh, below of this, it consists of column. So in the column it consists of the mechanism. For here what happens, rotary motion from the motor, power is supplied, and this rotary motion is converted into reciprocation. Rotary movement is converted into reciprocation moment of the RAM. Rotary motion inside this, it consists of mechanism, I said quick return motion mechanism. So that rotary motion is converted into reciprocating motion of the RAM. And here you can see the P disc and driving pulley arrangement. This is a column made by the cast iron, and here you can see the table support. On the table support it consists of the machine vise where the workpiece is held, and the elevating screw you can adjust according to the workpiece height, whatever the workpiece height job is there. Suppose if it is 100 mm, 200 mm, whatever the workpiece you are using, according to the job height you are setting the this by using this elevating screw. You are setting here on the table. Okay, so this what happens here, tool will make the cutting action on the workpiece. So this is called the standard shaper. Okay, so during the college regular time we can discuss this in the machine shop. Also I have shown the videos how the standard shaper will work. Now here these are the different parts: base and column, cross rail. Column is made by the cast iron, and the cross rail, saddle, table on this which the machine vise is kept. Workpiece is held on the machine vise. RAM holding the tool for the reciprocation movement, like that moves. And this is the tool head of the shaper. Now next consists of specification of shaper. What is the specification of shaper? It is also called the size of the shaper generally. So for any shaper, see why this size is required. So whenever you are purchasing the shaper, or whenever you are cutting the different types of jobs on the shaper, you need the what size shaper you need to purchase. Now based on that, the shaper size will give you what is the maximum length of stroke the cut you can make it on that shaper, and other power requirement also depends on that. Here it depends on the length of stroke, what is the maximum length of job you are machining on the that machine. Size of the cube that can be held, what size of cube you are held on the machine. Type of drive, so type of drive means it may be belt drive or motor drive. It depends on the size of the workpiece. 1 second. Then the power input, maximum vertical travel of the table, maximum horizontal travel of the table, cutting to return stroke ratio, then number and amount of feet, weight of the machine, floor space required. Floor space means what is the space, overall space required uh, in the installation of the machine. Type of speed reduction. So these all you must know, then only you can purchase the machine, and also it will helpful for taking the order from the customers. So that's why the size of shaper, size of the shaper plays very important role. Now here shaper mechanism, we will discuss about the different types of mechanism. Here it consists of the three types of mechanisms. One is called crank and slotted link mechanism, and second one is the Whitworth quick return motion mechanism, and third one is called hydraulic shaper mechanism. So remember these three mechanisms. Crank and slotted link mechanism plays very important role from your exam point of view. Many times they asked these questions. Then hydraulic shaper also they asked. which were they are not asking much. So we'll discuss crank and slotted link mechanism. It's one of the very important question. It consists of the for 7 marks they'll ask this. Here you can see it consists of as the name suggests here, crank and slotted. Crank and slotted. Here you can see from the below I will explain the parts first. It consists of rocker arm pivot, then it consists of big, you can see here, wheel, it's called the bull gear, and small gear is called the driving pinion. And here you can see the very big this rod is held. It consists of inside slot, that's also crank and slotted. Okay, slotted, this is slot, and big one is like a, what you say, it will act like a crank mechanism. And here main important parts are this only: rocker arm and pivot, pulley gear, driving pinion, and this large heavy slotted lever is called slotted link or rocker arm. Slotted link or rocker arm, you can see this. And here other than this mechanism for the movement of the conversion of the rotary to reciprocation movement is done by the bevel gears. Okay, bevel gear will be there, and then the crank pin is made here, use it for sliding the slotted link or rocker arm. And next here screwed shaft is there, then bevel gears for adjustment of the stroke. So like this, these are the parts of the this one. Now what happens here, power is received to the driving pinion, and through this driving pinion what happens, this bull gear will rotate, large bull gear. So when rotary motion is, it will rotate like this, sorry, it will rotate like this in direction, in the clockwise direction. When it start rotating, it consists of here inside bull gear. So that bull gear makes to convert rotary motion into this oscillation moment of the this rocker arm, big slotted lever you are seeing, no? Okay, this slotted link or rocker arm you are seeing, what you are seeing, this is the slotted link. See your slotted link you are seeing, and here one block will be there, it will start sliding in this. So when it starts sliding, it will make the here forward and here like this. Okay, this rod will come this side, entire slotted link, and this will move like this. Okay, so by this what happens, so rotary motion is converted into reciprocation moment of the ram. So here it is arranged such that forward movement should be fast and reverse movement should be slow. So like that this rocker arm arrangement is made. So by this you are getting the quick return motion mechanism, means during the return stroke it will return quickly, and during the forward stroke it will move fast. Okay, sorry, it while returning it will come fast, and cutting stroke will be as per the stroke required for cutting the workpiece. Here is the principle of how the this quick return motion works. You can see here angle made by the forward stroke is more, that means forward stroke require more time because it is called cutting stroke. It is called cutting stroke, and return stroke angle is less. Return stroke angle is less. Okay, with the diagram there illustrated this, and this is a point, rocker arm, slotted lever will be there, one comes to this side. Okay, so when it is moving like this, it will make, as I said, it is making the oscillation movement. Okay, so by that what happens here, the quick return motion is obtained. This is the principle of quick return motion mechanism. Here the cutting ratio is given, cutting stroke to return stroke ratio. So by the C1 K C2 is the forward stroke, C1 L C2 is the C1 C2 L is the return stroke ratio. So by this you are getting the cutting stroke to return stroke ratio. Okay, so it varies from 2:1 or to 3:2. The only disadvantage of this mechanism that the cutting speed and return speed is not constant throughout the stroke. There is a variation in the cutting and return stroke ratio. That is a one disadvantage of this type of mechanism. Otherwise this mechanism is very useful in the mechanical type of shaper. So whichever quick return motion mechanism is there, so I will explain this later. So here is explanation very simple. Here it consists of crank and slotted lever, and sliding block is inside, and is a bull gear, large one is a bull gear, small one is a driving pinion, as we discussed in the quick return motion mechanism. And it consists of the here fixed arrangement, and ram when it makes the ram is connected to the connecting rod is connected to this what slotted sliding block, and then what happens here, forward and reverse movement of the ram makes the sorry for this bull gear. When driving pinion receives the power from the motor, this bull gear will rotate, and when its rotary motion is started here, what happens, this sliding block will slide here. So this is connected to the connecting rod, this connecting rod is connected to the ram. Okay, so this ram will make the forward and reverse movement. Okay, so this is how the without quick return motion mechanism will operate. Now next is very important, hydraulic mechanism. So hydraulic shaper mechanism I will explain in the next class. So my request to you all is you practice these whatever I explained now. Okay, so and also you practice the diagram, shaper diagram and mechanism diagram, so that you will understand. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Okay, so if any doubts are there, you can put in the comment box. So with this, we'll end the today's topic.